It happened. What are we doing here? What are we doing here, Major League Baseball? I blame Rob Manfred. I blame Ken Griffey Jr., who is a part of the commissioner's office. I blame Theo Epstein. I blame everybody that voted for the award, the National League Rookie of the Year. I'm going to be honest, Nick. The guy, Paul Skenes, put up great numbers this year in 23 starts. Fantastic numbers. They're historic numbers. And I actually I texted you and I said, Nick, I'm a little, maybe I'm changing my stance here. But a guy that does not start, I'd say on average, 28 to 30 starts. It's about a full year for a starter. Paul Skenes should not have won Rookie of the Year. It should have been Jackson Merrill. I think the minimum starts for awards for a starting pitcher, I'm going with 25 starts. If you hit the 25 marker, you can be considered for awards. 23 starts doesn't cut it. 2.14 ERA plus, insane. The 170 strikeouts, insane. What he was doing every single start, unbelievable. He's one of my favorite pitchers in baseball right now. But when you don't get called up until May 11th, is when you make your first start of the year. And when you make 23 starts on the season, can't be considered for awards. Rookie of the Year, oh my gosh, Cy Young. He finished top 3 in Cy Young voting. Congratulations to you, Nick. Congratulations to Pirates fans who never win, so they need something to finally, oh, look at us. We finally got something. You know what I mean? Nick, this is I'm glad we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame today. I'm glad because, as I tweeted earlier, 'tis the season. We are in full swing for the 2025 Hall of Fame ballot. I can't wait till we get to that, which is in the meat and potatoes, so stay tuned for that. But right now, Nick, we must talk about MLB season awards. We will have these Rookie of the Year that we're going to recap right now, and then we shall predict Cy Young, Manager of the Year, and MVPs. There might be some surprises. There are probably some slam dunks. You'll probably get a little bit of both. That's usually what you get with the shift. Nick, I know I'm taking up a lot of time here to start. I apologize. But, I feel like your energy is giving me the floor right now in a respectful way. So go ahead. It's your turn.
I know how mad you were about this. Yeah. I know you're upset because you're not a Skenes guy. You're not a true Skenes guy. Let's put it that way. You like Skenes, but you're not a true Skenes guy. I am a little conflicted, though. I will say I actually am a little conflicted at this one. And it made me, I want to dive into a conversation I didn't even bring up to you. It's not even a rundown. It's not even anything like that. But I'm very happy that Skenes did win the Rookie of the Year. I thought he deserved it. Listen, we'll talk about it. I get it. We'll get into why there's, a controversy here. I understand that. But listen, he put up the numbers. He was ridiculous. 11-3, 1.96 ERA, 170 strikeouts. It's a rookie record in Pittsburgh out there. And it was in less than a year after he was drafted number 1 overall. And now he's number 1 as a rookie. So I'm ecstatic. I'm thrilled. Now, Luis Hill, that's another problem. That's an issue right there.
Oh, that's an Orioles fan thing. Go ahead. Yeah, you're a Baltimore fan.
I have an issue with that one. But I guess he's well deserved. I mean, he's been a rookie about 4 times already, so there's that as well. There's that aspect to it. But going back to Skenes, I thought he deserved it. I thought he definitely, put on a show this year. Every time he stepped on the mound, I mean, the guy was lights out. He struck out everybody. And it was, he was just drafted. The kid was just drafted. So props to Paul Skenes. Props to Luis Hill as well, even though he's been a rookie 18 times already in his career. That's fine. That's fine. We don't have to worry about that. The Yankees need something to cheer for after their miserable World Series loss. So I'm just saying. So I sit here happy. But it leads me to this, Francisco. We have an MVP, correct? Correct? We have an MVP award. We have an MVP award, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
We have a Cy Young award, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have 2 Rookie of the Year awards?
You mean for like pitcher and
hitter? That's why this conversation I feel like is a little unfair, because they get 2 pitchers got it this year, and I see people making the argument. Merrill played every day. He led in this and this and this, and so why not have both? Now, if there were 2 awards, one for pitcher, one for hitter, would you be okay with Skenes winning the award?
No, I don't think he had enough.
You still don't think he had enough?
Dude, I just don't like. This is where I'm at, right? So I just don't think 23 starts. There's not enough of a body of work there. Like, I know he was dominant. He was insane, and he was, dude. If he gets called up in April, like, honestly, if he gets called up in April and he did what he'd done, mid-May and on, he wins the Cy Young. He wins the Cy Young.
You need 2 more starts?
I think there's got to be like a benchmark somewhere, man. There has to. Like in the NBA, man, like Joel Embiid, like I'll attest to this for both of us right here in Philadelphia. There's years he didn't win MVP because he didn't play enough games. Like, I think it's the same thing. Like, you have to have a body of work. And I just don't think that 23 starts. I know we're talking about, okay, 25, 23. I think there's got to be a number somewhere. So for me, I thought about it, and maybe we can explore this in future episodes. Maybe I'll do a future video on this. I think this could be really interesting. But there's got to be some sort of a benchmark here, because I just don't think, when I look at how many starts normally a full season as a starter gets, that's around, between, like I had said in, the first couple minutes, between, we'll just say 30, just a flat number 30. And, not every starter is going to hit 30, but there's got to be some minimum where you say, okay, this guy has a full season where we can consider this a full year. I don't think 23 is a full season. I think that's close, but no cigar. Okay, look, I'm glad to see the excitement around Paul Skenes. I'm glad that he at least put in, 2/3 or maybe a little more of a season, to where we're talking about this guy. We can't wait to see what this guy is gonna do for years to come. He's gonna win Cy Youngs. Not this year. It's gonna be either Chris Sale or Zach Wheeler. We'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But Nick, my stance, and let's not go too long on this because we have other stuff to get to. I just don't think, we're not going to agree on this, obviously. So you don't think there should be a benchmark? I'm just curious on that. You don't think there should be a benchmark on this?
He missed 1 month.
Month and a half.
Month and a half. That's not even a half.
If he comes up in May 1st and he makes 2 more starts, maybe I give it to him. Maybe I do. I'm serious. Like,
you're weighing this on 2 starts.
Yeah, there has to be some benchmark. There has to.
Oh my God.
There has to.
It's brutal. It's because you're comparing him to Jackson Merrill, who was an everyday player. Pitchers don't play every day. You can't help that.
But Jackson Merrill,
that's what season. I'm saying. We meet in the middle here. You meet in the middle. You have 2 awards for the Rookie of the Year. You have one for a guy who's playing every day, a hitter, as well as a pitcher. The same way you go with MVP and Cy Young. That's why you don't see a pitcher win the Cy Young often. That's why it doesn't happen, because you have the 2 awards.
Yeah, we're not
essentially the MVP for pitcher. Why not just do that?
Like,
it makes everybody happy.
I would have given Shota Imanaga. Probably at least he had 29 starts and had a good year in a full body of work. It's different. 6 more starts. This isn't like it's a difference between like 35 and 30. You know what I mean? This is having a normal season and having 23 starts. It's not a full year. It's not. I can't give it to him. That's where I'm at. It's not between pitcher and hitter. It's a month and a half. A month and a half. That's a difference. That's where my benchmark is. 25 starts. I'm 25 starts. I'm a 25 starts guy. That's where I am. We're not going to agree on this. So you would have taken Cowser, obviously. I think we would have both taken Cowser.
Yes,
Colton
absolutely.
Cowser.
It was close.
I don't think it's that egregious, though. Like, Luis Hill had a good season overall. Had a good season. Colton Cowser didn't have, like, an unreal season. Like, he had a good season, too. So I would have gone either way. I would have taken Cowser. You would have taken Cowser. Luis Hill wins, though.
Yeah, Luis Hill won. He's the rookie for the 18th time in his career. Listen, I would have given it to Cowser. I mean, look how close this was. It was between 5 points. 5 points for rookie of the year. He was very good. I can't hate on this one as much. Because I mean, Luis Hill was really good this year. So I get it. But listen, this is another scenario. If you have a pitcher win the rookie of the year, Luis Hill wins it. Colton Cowser then wins the rookie of the year for the batter. So I don't know.
We agree on that.
That's where I think it would make more sense to have 2 rookie of the year awards in each league. It just makes sense because of the way baseball is. You have the Cy Young, you have the MVP, kind of have a similar thing for the rookie of the year award. So that's where I'm at with it. Let us know in the comments what you think, because
I would love to.
I'm good with the Skenes pick. Fine with that. He didn't seem too thrilled to win. It seemed like Livy was way more thrilled than he was. I don't know if you saw the reaction.
Yeah, but, I meant to watch it. I saw like the cover. I was about to watch it.
It was hysterical.
Yeah, no, because Skenes is realistic. He's probably like, man, I probably shouldn't have won this. I didn't have enough starts. He's like, man, if they called me up a month earlier, would have made sense, but it didn't. Skenes is a smart guy.
Livy was excited though. Livy was excited. So, but yeah, Skenes and Hill, your rookies of the year. One was right, one was wrong.
Okay, on to the next thing, because we'll just be here all day on how
we could have made we could have scrapped everything and just said, boom, let's go with this.
We could have, honestly, it could have just been the entire show. Paul Skenes versus Jackson Merrill. I would take a Churio over him. I would have taken Churio.
Oh.
I would have.
Yeah. This is so.
I would have taken Orion Kirkring over him. He had a full season.
Stop. Just enough.
Okay.
Move on.
You don't like body of work. You don't like bodies, bro. You don't like bodies. Okay. Cy Young. I think American League, Nick, it's probably going to be unanimous for everybody, and including us. The finalists for the American League Cy Young, we got Tarek Skubal. We have Seth Lugo, who had a surprising breakout season with the Royals this year. And we had, and I'm glad he finished top 3, because the guy had one of the best seasons I've seen currently by a reliever. Emmanuel Clase, 0.61 ERA. And the guy, once again, led the American League in saves. Guy has been unreal, but not enough. Look, maybe, I don't know. Clase will probably finish second, but it's Tarek Skubal. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this one's easy. Tarek Skubal's probably going to win this one. He was unreal this year. The run that the Tigers went on, ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Biggest reason.
Out of nowhere. Oh, he was unbelievable. There's no doubt in my mind. Skubal, young age, was just fantastic the entire year. There's really nobody else you could give this to be honest. I think it's a runaway for Skubal this time. I'm curious to see the vote count and where this goes. But yeah, I'm totally in agreement with you. We got to agree somewhere, right? We got to agree somewhere. Skubal, ridiculous. Guy was off the charts good. Huge reason why they went so far in the postseason.
Yep. So Skubal, this one's a little tougher. Now let's just put away Paul Skenes from this one. Paul Skenes did finish in the top 3 in Cy Young voting. Let me ask you. Let me ask you about that one. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with Scott Skenes finishing top 3 in Cy Young?
He definitely should be top 5. Yeah, I think he should be in the top 5. He was that good. I think there's better pitchers. There's better bodies of work out there. I think top 5 for sure. Top 3, maybe a little much, but yeah, top. I would definitely put him in the top 5. Top 3, yeah, sure. Why not? I don't hate it. I don't hate him having him there.
Okay, that's fun. But we know who it comes down to.
Yes.
It is, unless Skenes somehow wins that too. But
he won't.
He won't. But it's going to come down between Chris Sale and Zach Wheeler. As a Phillies fan, Nick, I'm just going to say this. I've been trying to make cases for Wheeler, and I think it's really close. And it really is a similar situation to 21, where like maybe Burns, Corbin Burns won the National League Cy Young in 21, and he had the lower ERA, lower FIP, bigger strikeout per 9, all that stuff, and was nasty. And I do think that Burns, to a certain extent, deserved it. And I think there was a case for Wheeler. Same thing. Wheeler, Wheeler had about 30 plus more innings, similar earned run averages, a lot of similar things, but I think they are very similar. But I think Sale just edges Wheeler out. Lower walk percentage, more strikeouts, better ERA, but just a smidge. And I do think it's really close. Maybe where I edge him, he had almost a full, run lower than in his FIP than Wheeler. Okay. I'd probably edge Wheeler, Sale out just a little more over Wheeler for that reason. But really, man, like I can't be mad at someone that might make a case for Zach Wheeler. 200 innings, not ERA, similar to Sale, and workload just a little more. Had 3 more starts, had almost 33 more innings than Chris Sale. So I could see the case for Wheeler, but I'm going to go Chris Sale.
Yeah, this is a toss-up, right?
It is.
It's a toss-up between these two. I can't be mad if it goes Sale.
It feels like it's going to go Sale, right? Like I think I think Wheeler's going to be second, obviously.
The
but
case is there.
Yeah, I just think Sale's just been so, been around for so long, and Sale's been such a dominant picture for so long. It just feels like it's going to be Sale.
Yeah, I just feel I'm with you. I think it's going to be Sale. However, listen, Wheeler's got more innings pitched, 7 more quality starts, which is very intriguing. His whip's better. He's got a better opposing batting average. Sale leads in other categories, like you mentioned. You brought up FIP. That one he's much higher in. The ERA, he's got a little bit better. He doesn't have that many more strikeouts than Wheeler at this point. It's not by
more, right?
No, 12. He's got 12 more. 12 more. Which
I apologize.
I don't.
Are you sure? I'm looking at their seasons right now. It says 225 to 224.
Is that including postseason?
I don't know. I did the versus. I did the head-to-head stat head comparison. I apologize if that's wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's very close.
Either way, it's close. Right.
I think it's still going to go Sale. I don't think many people expected Sale to be that good this year either.
No, I didn't.
I don't think anyone did. Yeah, so
hasn't been able to stay healthy.
Yeah, so he came out of nowhere with Atlanta this year. So that's a very strong case. I think it's going to be slight edge. I think it might be close, just like the vote was for the AL Rookie of the Year, right? It was within a couple of points. I think it's going to be that close. So I'm going to go slight edge. I hate to do it to Chris Sale. I think he will win.
Okay. Yeah, we both got Sale. Manager of the Year, who do you like? You got AJ Hinch from the Tigers, who made that run in the second half, a very surprising run, and were able to get all the way to the DS, which is pretty impressive. And took the Guardians to, 5 games? 4 games, 5 games? It was 5, right? Yeah, 5 games because Scooble gave up the slam, right? So 5 games. You had Quatraro from the Royals. Surprisingly good season for the Royals, able to make the playoffs. And then Stephen Vogt, Guardians. I don't say surprising with the Guardians because they seem like they know what they're doing every other year almost. Who do you like, Nick?
This one's tough too. This one's gonna be close. I think I can't give it to AJ Hinch. You can't, right? You can't. Can you?
I give it to him. I give it to him.
But can you,
dude? with that team, like it's more of like with that team. Come on, man.
I know because
of the Astros. That's why you're mad about.
That's why.
But I don't fine. That was in the past.
Yeah, let's put the blinders on. Let's put the blinders on.
What do you want me to do? He's a manager now. I don't like what happened then, but I don't know. That stuff's in the past. Every team cheated, bro.
Listen, Hinch is.
So who do you got? If you don't got Hinch, who do you got?
I feel like Hinch is going to win. I think he's going to win.
Okay, well, who do you think should win?
Who do I
Who do you want? Oh my God, who are you cheering for?
I would preferably want I think the Guardians. I think the Guardians had a really good year. And Vogt, I feel like got that team back, right?
You love Stephen Vogt. We've talked about
Yeah.
Vogt another time this year. You love Stephen Vogt.
Yeah, and I said he should be in the running.
Vote for Vogt, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, AJ Hinch, he worked wonders with that squad, you know? But listen, the Guardians.
Tell me you think Hinch should.
I think Hinch is going to win. That's what I'm saying.
Not sway you. That's
I
fine.
think Hinch is going to win, but I don't love it. It's not great.
It sounds like you think you should, though. It's like, I love it. I don't love it, but it sounds like
you gotta give him credit. You gotta give him credit.
Yeah, give him credit.
I don't want to hand out an award to a cheater. It's what he is. He's a cheater.
Okay, so like Carlos Beltran. We'll talk about Beltran in a second because the Hall of Fame. Should he not be in the Hall of Fame because of the cheating scandal?
Well, Joe out, so
yeah, but he could. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, let him in. Okay.
Vote for Vogt.
And NL. I think Nick. Look, it's Mendoza from the Mets, Pat Murphy from the Milwaukee Brewers, and it's Mike Shildt from the Padres. I think I'll go first once again. I know. I'm sorry. I'm like going first a lot of this today.
First. Yeah,
because you're second. You're a second guy. Okay. So I think Shildt. It's good candidate, but San Diego's talented, so it's hard to kind of give the Shildt. Pat Murphy, definitely a great candidate as well. The Brewers, they weren't really slated to really do anything this year, and they just consistently were a good team. Ended up winning the Central for the Brew Crew. But Nick, I hate to do it, but I think you agree with me. Pretty sure you agree with me. Carlos Mendoza is like unanimously manager of the year. The Mets team, according to Fangraphs, was projected to win 84 games this year. They climb above that, get to 89. They had one of the worst records to start the year, and then had one of the best records in baseball from, I think it was June 1st on. Give him credit. Put Lindor at the top of the lineup. Lindor's an MVP candidate. You see it. We're about to talk about it in a second. That rotation wasn't supposed to be all that great. They were pretty good. I think it's easily Carlos Mendoza to get to the NLCS. I don't know. Does this conclude postseason? I don't think it really does, but it's kind of hard to not have that in my brain. But I think it's Carlos Mendoza.
I agree. He will win it.
But who? Okay, it's not what you think will win. No, who do you think should?
But I understand the Fangraphs point you brought up. Yeah, they were supposed to win 84 games. Yeah, they also had the highest payroll in baseball. So, I mean, are we serious?
Guys get overpaid.
Serious? Come on. What? What?
Okay, name the rotation that they were supposed to. How good was the rotation supposed to be? You didn't know what Severino and I were going to be good like that.
We have to stop with teams that have talent. I mean, they have talent. They have talent on that roster. So, I mean, there should have been somewhat of an expectation for these Mets. It's not our fault.
There wasn't, though. There wasn't.
It's not our fault that they spend all this money on all these marquee players and choke and flounder every year. I mean, they should be in the mix every year. But, we'll be nice. We'll be nice to the Mets, and we'll give it to Mendoza this year, okay? I'm just saying, they had the highest payroll in baseball. We shouldn't give them a pass just because, they started off so slow, and then they made their way to the postseason. They came back, the pitching, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because they fell apart last year. This should have been a playoff team last year, too. But, they had the highest payroll. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there. He's going to win. I think he should win. He did a great job with that team. He did. But to throw it out there, we got to stop giving a pass to these Mets with, all this stuff. So I'm not giving a full, go. He's the winner. He's the winner. No.
What is that?
No. They had the highest payroll in baseball. Let's chill out. So with Mendoza, great. He'll win it. Fine. Pat Murphy, great job. Remember, they lost their manager heading into this year, and people thought the Brewers were going to really stink.
Yeah. So I think there's an argument for the Brewers too. There's an argument for the Brewers too.
The Shildt thing, listen, kind of similar, not as much with the Mets, but they had a high payroll too. So, I'll give it to Mendoza. But Just saying. The Mets had the number 1 payroll in baseball.
There's
just saying.
Okay, tied to like how many guys? So that's tied to. I don't want to go too far on this, but it's like what Lindor, Alonso, Nimmo, but it's tied to like 5 guys. Like this is not like money. It's not like I'm telling you the starting pitching is important, and the starting pitching wasn't supposed to be that good. Come on, stop playing with me.
Fangraphs should have had him higher.
All right, so who do you think it should be? Pat Murphy though, right?
Mendoza.
Okay, no, but your pick is Carlos Mendoza.
My pick's Carlos. I said I'm giving it to Mendoza.
Okay, well then you're still giving it.
I just want to point out that the Mets had the highest payroll in baseball. That's all I'm saying.
You just want to take a shot at the Mets. Yeah. Okay, we got things to do. We got people to shake their hands and kiss their babies, whatever they call that stuff.
Do it.
Okay. Listen, man. I've been up for a long time. I've literally been up for almost 24 hours. Holy crap. Well,
get some rest.
Hey, I'm fine. Baseball talk, baby. All right. So American League, NL, and National League MVP. I think there are wraps. I just want to give some flowers to Bobby Witt, who had an incredible season.
Yeah.
Guy had a WAR above 9, had 30+ homers, 30+ stolen bases, all around, looking like he's going to be. I mean, he's on track to be a Hall of Famer already. What are we doing? I love the way. I love the future of Major League Baseball with guys like Bobby Witt and guys like even Juan Soto. I mean, guy's only 25 years old, who's also finished in top 3 in the American League MVP voting, but he will not win it. It's not going to be Bobby Witt. It's going to be Aaron Judge, Nick.
Yeah, no debate here. I wish it was Witt. Thank goodness it's a regular season award. I may be throwing more shots at New York, but that's fine. That's what I do. It's my job. Thank goodness it's a regular season award, because if they included postseason, I bet Bobby Witt might get a couple more votes.
Maybe they included
the postseason.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess
I'm just saying. Yeah. The regular season GOAT of this generation, Aaron Judge, easy enough. If they included postseason, he'd be at the bottom of the barrel. His name wouldn't even become close to this award. But Aaron Judge had a great regular season. Great job, Yankees fans. Your guy had a great regular season. It was fantastic. Oh, he was awesome already. Great. I saw him live when the Yankees came to Philadelphia. I saw a couple home runs. He put a couple out of CBP. Regular season was awesome. He was great. But the Yankees fans, if they want to get into my mentions about the postseason, they won't, because they're scared.
Taking shots.
Nobody wants to bring it up, but he's a great regular season player. Postseason, maybe another time, maybe in another universe and galaxy far away. He'll be a postseason player too.
Star Wars here,
but he wins the regular season MVP of the AL.
Okay,
I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, let you do your thing. Ohtani, Lindor, and Ketel Marte all finished top 3 in MVP voting. I'm glad Ketel Marte is getting some love here, because Ketel Marte, one of the more underrated players in baseball. But it's Shohei Ohtani, Nick. What's your pick?
Yeah, Shohei. I mean, he got hurt in the World Series, so I'll give him a pass. I'm not giving Aaron Judge a pass, because he's been in plenty of postseasons. This was Shohei's first. Shohei Ohtani is your MVP. It's not close. DH, 50-50. I mean,
54-59, bro. Come on.
Just stop. He's the MVP. Give it away. Let's move on.
Yep. All right. Well, that is our predictions. We'd love to know your thoughts on all of these predictions / recap of the
by the way,
Rookie of the Weird. Go ahead.
By the way, we have because we're going into this next. I want to preface this. We're going to talk about Juan Soto next.
Mm-hmm.
According to Alden Gonzalez of ESPN, the Dodgers are meeting with Juan Soto tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. I had that in my notes, and I really appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was okay. That was a shot. I apologize.
Was it a shot? It came up on my thing, so I just saw it.
Yeah. Maybe I should have told you before the show, but I figured you already saw it. I apologize.
No,
there's an article that recently just came out like an hour ago from Mark Fleisen that says who else he's going to potentially meet with next week.
Nice.
So my apologies. That's bad co-hosting from me.
I just saw it. Go ahead.
But anyway, as far as the awards, I think Cy Young is Wednesday. I think MVP is Thursday. Could be wrong on that, but just
I have the dates right here.
You do.
So Thursday is the MVP, Wednesday is the Cy Young, and Tuesday is the managers.
Cool. Manager of the Year awards. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've told you this before. They're so overrated. They're so dumb. I don't know how much managers really matter in baseball. I really don't. I really don't, man. Just let Bryce Harper manage. Let Aaron Judge manage. That would be wild. I actually would love that. I'd be all for that.
Player manager, you need to bring.
Yeah, I would. I'd be all for that.
Yeah. Right.
Having like, let young Bobby Witt manage. That'd be wild. You know,
young player in
Yeah.
his 20s.
yeah,
Manager,
I'm
MVP.
just all for the
Woo!
chaos.
All right.
Okay, all right. As you mentioned, Nick, Juan Soto, an update. So the Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Mets have all met with Juan Soto. We'll just give you the rundown of the last couple of days / coming up here. All those teams that were Juan Soto, apparently they were all impressive presentations for Juan Soto. John Heyman reports that the Yankees scheduled to meet with Soto today in California at Scott Boras' complex, Mr. Ego. And like you said, according to sources, Dodgers will be the next team to sit down with Soto, holding their meeting with him early this week, possibly as soon as Tuesday. And also, according to sources, Nick, this is according to Mark Feistand on MLB.com, other teams that could meet with Juan Soto include the Giants. Well, they have money. The Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
And wait for it. The Tampa Bay Rays. Hey,
love it.
You know what? It would be amazing if the Rays just came in and just swept them up. Like $1 billion contract. They just bet their whole franchise.
Like, we don't need a stadium. We don't need to play anywhere. We'll play in a little league field.
It's like they get angry about what happened with the Wander Franco situation. My gosh, that has just become its own thing recently.
Insane.
But maybe they get, oh man, we gave all this money to this guy, whatever. And now let's be emotional and just give all our money to Juan Soto.
Yeah, just give it all to Juan Soto. Yeah. And, they don't really need to play anywhere. I mean, you can play in someone's backyard for who cares? I mean, who cares where you play? That doesn't mean anything. As long as he's got his contract, he's happy. I mean, I think, maybe he goes for it.
Maybe playing backyard baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that. A little sandlot action.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe Juan Soto's into that.
Yeah, maybe he is. I mean, he might be. He seems like a nice guy. Okay. All right. A few other things before we get to meat and potatoes. We talk about the Hall of Fame. Alex Bregman. I mean, what are we talking about? Nick, you really think Bregman's going to sign for 11 years, $350?
This is insane. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's got to be a leverage play. I mean, there's no way Bregman's going to get that much. Bregman's not that good of a player. Bregman's been good, but since that 2019 season where you're right, he was probably cheating. 41 homers and that OPS.
I mean, they're looking for the Machado range, the Machado money, 350, 11. Bregman's not worth that.
Maybe the Giants give him that. I mean, I could see the Giants doing something stupid like that.
They could. I mean, is Boras going to overplay his hand again with all these free agents? Like, is that going to happen? Like, are we going to have such a lull? Like that? I mean, it's very possible. It could happen again. There's no way he's worth 350. There's just not. I'm sorry. He's 30. First of all, he's also 30 years old, to say the least. Okay, 30 years of age, third base, 10, 11, 12, 13-year deal, 300. Bregman's not worth that. For a couple more years on the back end of his prime, he's not worth that money. Mm-hmm. I would be shocked if a team ends up overpaying that much for him. It's a massive overpay. Yeah. And credit Scott Boras if he can get it done. I mean, he's been a miserable failure last year with those.
Some resentment towards Boras.
I mean, it's a joke. There's no way he's worth 350. I'm sorry. Yeah, try it. You can drive the money up. If he gets 350. I will do this show shirtless, okay? I will literally do the show shirtless if he gets 350 at 11 years. If he gets a Machado contract or more, I will make that. It's not happening. There's no team dumb enough to do that.
Okay. You tell him how you feel, Nick. I do agree with you, though. Real quick, another note here. Nick Martinez has accepted the Reds' 1-year, $21.05 million qualifying offer to return to the team for 2025. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. 2025 Hall of Fame ballot has been released. Nick, we talked about it a little bit last year, right after. Honestly, not even that long ago, because we were talking about it there at the when we were in Cooperstown
We
We're
did.
talking about what it was going to look like. Now we're not going to release our official ballots. I got work to do, man. I got to, this is my time to cook the next couple months. I got to do my Cooperstown cases. I will do Dick Allen soon, but I actually might also do a few of these guys that are on the ballot, or new guys are on the ballot right now. But Nick, notable ones that are new, I would say obviously are Ichiro and CC Sabathia.
Yep.
Others might be a Dustin Pedroia, a Ian Kinsler, a Felix Hernandez, guys like that. And some returning ones, notable, are Billy Wagner, Andrew Jones, and Carlos Beltran. Maybe some others, including Alex Rodriguez, Chase Utley, a few others as well. So what jumps out to you?
Ichiro. Does Ichiro get 100? Does he come close to 100% getting in the Hall of Fame?
He's a Hall of Famer. He should be. Yeah.
I know, but does he get 100% of the vote? That's what I'm curious to see.
I don't think he does.
Will he get? I think he gets 98. I think he gets 98%.
Okay. I wouldn't disagree with that.
I think that's what he'll get, just based upon trends and what's happened over the years. I think Ichiro first ballot slam dunk. I'm excited to see that. I'm so curious because you and I have argued ad nauseum as long as from Pete from KYW, Pete Inarado from KYW.
Yes, sir.
How much inroads does Utley make? How much inroads does J-Roll make? Very curious. And Wagner, this is do or die for Billy Wagner as well. That's fascinating too. So I'm very curious to see how that shakes out. Those are a couple of the things that I am looking at for this year. CC Sabathia, another name. I just want to see how many votes Troy Tulowitzki gets. He's a fascinating one. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but man, those couple of years before the injuries and all, Colorado, I wonder how many he gets this year. I'm just curious. It's going to be low, but how much? Who's going to vote for him this time around? I'm very curious to see how that shakes out. So a lot of interesting things. I know you're going to have a couple of Cooperstown cases coming out. Yes. I'm excited for it. And when we pick our ballots, I know I grinded your gears last year with my ballot. So I plan to do the same thing again this
year. Yeah. Damn. I gotta drink some water.
This
is a bad moment.
You weren't prepared.
Look at me, man. Gatorade. I'm a gamer.
Gatorade. Listen.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're going on no sleep. The shift, that's called dedication. Dedicated.
Did you just use the curse word on the show? I heard you.
I did not use the curse word.
You said shh. You said shh.
I did.
IT. You heard. I heard you say it.
The shift.
It's all right. I dumped it.
I mean, listen, our podcast is the shift, but according to the great Ricky Ricardo, it is the shift.
You're right. Facts. Yeah. So look, man, I'm very curious to see, does Wagner get in this year? Andrew Jones, Beltran. I don't think he gets in this year, but I'm curious to see the leap that he makes. You think he's a cheater, so you probably wouldn't vote for him.
No.
But yeah, I know. I'm also curious to see. Locally biasedly, how much Utley gets, because I do think Utley could eventually get in. So, but we'll get into more of this as far as the ballot goes come January. So, yes. But this is our initial look at it. We'll dive more into the ballot, and we will give our ballots out. Maybe I won't put yours out just because it's probably bad, but I will definitely put mine out, because we will get people like, yeah, logic. Yeah, we don't.
Let's not go too far with that one. Okay. Let's not go too far with that one. Also, I want to pull it up just so we have it real quick before we move on. Just want to so everyone can see the ballot that is been taken up. 1 second here. I'm doing.
Yeah, I know you're multitasking. You're producing. I love it. You're a true. Yeah, you're a true producer.
We're diving in here.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, yeah, okay, so you got it.
Close enough. So you can see all the way to the right.
Yeah.
So we got Abreu, Beltran, Mark Burley, Cargo, Curtis Granderson, Felix Hernandez, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones, Adam Jones, Ian Kinsler. I mean, what a ballot. Just going.
Yeah, no, this year's exciting. I just think there's we could potentially, Nick. Now, whether I agree with it or not, I mean, there could be 4 or 5 guys that go in this year. Probably 4. Yeah. Genuinely, Ichiro, I think CC, Wagner, and Jones all could get in.
It's going to be fun next year when we go back.
That'll be
Okay.
super fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have fun again. I
Yeah.
can't wait. And you're gonna look for George. George.
Yeah,
Russell.
I do need to
Yeah,
continue to find more memorabilia.
right.
The moose. I have this still right here. I got it right here.
Mike Musina. There it is.
Real moose. George.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
There he is.
You know who's in the Hall of Fame? The real moose, Mike Musina.
I mean, so is George. He's in there. Maybe not
he's
with
in
a
there.
not
But,
maybe not with a bust. I mean, so is Pete Rose. I mean,
Yeah.
Pete Rose is essentially in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
They
as
just
he
don't
should
have
be.
a
He should be in the
platform.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's curious to know all your thoughts, everybody out there, on this Hall of Fame ballot. Who you like, who you don't like. Do you think Ichiro is going to be unanimous? It should he be? Okay. Rays Stadium update, Nick. In the wake of Hurricane Milton, Rays' current home of Tropicana Field unplayable for this season. City and county officials have focused on the area's recovery from the hurricane. They also have delayed votes on bond financing for the proposed ballpark. And newly elected officials have raised second thoughts on this project. This is all according to yahoosports.com. The Rays, Nick, have agreed this week to become the second team to play the 2025 season in a minor league stadium. I feel like I'm a newscaster right now. I actually feel pretty good about this. Let me go. The Rays will play at a nearby Steinbrenner Field in Tampa with the A's at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento. The city of St. Petersburg has yet to decide whether to approve on an estimated $56 million in hurricane damage to repair Tropicana Field, which would allow the Rays to play there in 26 and 27. What are all the thoughts here, Nick?
There's a lot. First of all, the fact that Major League Baseball has two teams playing in a AAA park next year is an absolute abomination and a disgrace. Are you kidding me? That's first. I know the Rays can't help it. The whole hurricane situation's horrible, and all those affected hearts go out to everyone, especially those couple of hurricanes that went through. They've delayed this. The council down there in Florida has delayed this a couple of times now. It's now going to take place a vote tomorrow for the bonds regarding the stadium. It wouldn't make sense, I feel like, to repair the Trop for 2 years and then leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that makes too much sense. Just looking at it from a realistic standpoint. You repair for a couple of years. It costs a lot of money, more money that could be going into the community or to the Rays' other projects, right? It's been a mess for their stadium for a while. It's going to be unplayable for a long time. How long does it take to clean it up, repair it? It's not just the field. It's not just the roof. It's like the concessions. Everything is a mess there. So that's going to take a lot of money, a lot of resources to rebuild for just 2 years. I don't feel like that makes any sense. You might as well just play in the AAA park or the minor league park for a couple of years at this point. And then building the new stadium, yeah, I mean, if they lose on this vote tomorrow, the Rays are in a lot of trouble. Does that mean maybe they do think about moving the Rays out of there? If this thing falls through, I mean, they were in agreement with this stadium proposal. I believe $1.6 billion was the number that they decided upon. I don't know. The vote is going to be very, very telling on what is going to happen going forward. And the Rays don't seem that confident because of the delays. So I think the future of the Tampa Bay Rays is up in the air. Where they're going to play, it's very, very, very concerning if you're a Rays fan.
Unfortunate situation. I'll say that for
the hurricane did not help. It didn't help.
It's really a bad situation. So, hey man, we'll see what happens going forward. We'll keep you guys and updated on everything that's going on with this Rays Stadium situation throughout the offseason and throughout just going forward in general. So that is going to do it. Episode 71, Nick Earnshaw of The Shift. And just let us know your thoughts. I mean, big topic of today's show.
I'm just saying, before we go, I will mention it. I know we had to get out of here.
It's okay.
I need to get that Skenes card because, man, it went flying.
So you be a Pirate season ticket holder.
So I need that Skenes card because now I can watch the game with Livy, and the value just went up because he won Rookie of the Year. I'm just saying that Skenes offer is fantastic.
I know it is a really interesting situation.
It is. You know, I'm a card guy, so.
Oh yeah, no, of course, of
Big
course.
card
I mean,
guy.
I know you are. Anyway, so that is going to do it for episode 71 of The Shift. Make sure that you follow me on Twitter, not Earnshaw, for his bad Skenes, Sixers takes. I mean, look, I told you before, I respect your fandom for the Sixers. I don't know how you keep doing it.
Neither do I.
Just don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. It's brutal.
Joel Embiid trolls about playing back-to-backs. Thought we were done with the immaturity, but whatever. Guess that's just who this team is. Yeah, I'm sitting here talking about basketball on The Shift. But, hey, Nick, you know what's funny? I went to a Flyers game the other night with my buddy.
There you go.
The Shift would have been a great hockey podcast name.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a Shift hockey podcast out
there. Are we gonna move over to hockey?
We'll just do the Mitch Call podcast. But no, look, man, we are a baseball podcast and we are baseball guys through and through. So for Nick Earnshaw, I am Francisco Rojas, and we will talk to you guys very soon.